They're away first time. Can Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce deliver? She's got a good start, but watch Sha'Carri Jackson. Sha'Carri Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near.
What happens when a defending world champion loses everything on the biggest stage? Sha'Carri Richardson just showed us how to face your worst moment and come back stronger. Tokyo 2025 was supposed to be Sha'Carri Richardson's moment to shine again. She was the defending world champion. She held the championship record. Everyone expected her to win. But sometimes, things don't go the way we plan. Let's talk about what really happened in Tokyo and the powerful message Richardson shared after one of the toughest races of her life. The lead up to these world championships was rough for Richardson, really rough. Her 2025 season started late because of an injury, and when she finally got back on the track, things just weren't clicking. She finished 4th at one meet, 9th at another. At the USA Championships, she could only manage 2nd place in the heats and 4th in the 200 meters. But the troubles weren't just on the track. In July, Richardson was arrested at the Seattle airport after an incident with her boyfriend, Christian Coleman. He's also a sprinter. Security cameras caught her shoving him and taking his backpack. She was held for over 18 hours. Coleman didn't want to press charges. He said she shouldn't have been arrested. Richardson apologized and promised to get help. So heading into Tokyo, Richardson wasn't in the best place. But she's a fighter. She wasn't going to give up her world title without a battle. The competition was fierce. Her own training partner, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, hadn't lost a single 100-meter race all year. Jefferson-Wooden was 24 years old and running faster than ever. She had won bronze at the Paris Olympics and was now the fastest woman in the world for 2025. Then there was Julian Alfred from St. Lucia. She won gold at the Paris Olympics. She was in amazing form and wanted her first world title. And we can't forget the legend Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The 38-year-old from Jamaica had won the world 100 meters 5 times. This was her last world championships. She wanted to go out with a bang. The heats went okay for Richardson. She won her race and beat Sha'Carri Jackson, who's a 2-time world champion in the 200 meters. Richardson was through to the semifinals, but that's when things got scary. In the semifinals, Richardson had a terrible start. She got a warning for falling over the start line. When the race began, she stumbled. It was the same problem she had in Budapest 2 years ago when she won gold, but this time felt different. She fought hard and finished 3rd in her semifinal with a time of 11 seconds flat.
Second attempt here in the women's 100 meters heat 5, and they are away. Sha'Carri Richardson eases across the line. 10.92, that's the fastest time we've seen so far this morning.
That wasn't fast enough to automatically qualify. Richardson had to sit in a special trackside seat and wait. She had to watch the other semifinals and hope her time was good enough. She did an impression of punching a bag. You could see the stress on her face. In the last semifinal, Jefferson-Wooden made a perfect start. She won easily in 10.74 seconds. She made it look simple. Richardson watched her training partner fly past the finish line. Finally, the board showed Richardson's time was fast enough. She was in the final as one of the 2 fastest losers. Now came the big race. The final, September 14th, 2025. Richardson was in lane 2. As the defending champion, she needed to show everyone what she could do, but it didn't happen. Another bad start. Another stumble out of the blocks. Richardson was never in the race for a medal. She ran well at the end, but it was too late. The results were hard to watch if you were a Richardson fan. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden won gold with a time of 10.61 seconds. It was a new championship record. She broke Richardson's record of 10.65 from Budapest, the 4th fastest time in history, and it came from Richardson's training partner.
And they're away first time. Great start for Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. Jefferson-Wooden into her running in the middle of the field, but she's got company. Clayton going well to her side, but Melissa Jefferson-Wooden streaks away in the closing stages. 10.61, she breaks.
Jefferson-Wooden was shocked by what she did. She said, obviously, having the championship record, even though it was Carrie's, it's mine now. It's kind of crazy to say that. Tina Clayton from Jamaica got silver with 10.76. Julian Alfred took bronze with 10.84. Sha'Carri Richardson finished 5th. Her time was 10.94 seconds. It was actually her season's best, her first time under 11 seconds all year. But she was so far from the medals. She had lost her title. She had lost her record, and it happened in front of the whole world. Richardson shook her head after the race. This wasn't how the defending champion imagined things would go. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce finished 6th in her final individual world championship race. After the race, Richardson went silent. People wondered what she was thinking. Would she quit? Would she make excuses? Would she blame someone else? Then she posted on Instagram, and what she said surprised everyone. Richardson wrote, "2025 owes me nothing, but I am thankful for what this year has revealed and allowing the tone to be set for the rest of my life. I am Sha'Carri Richardson, and there is so much more to come. Just wait and see. You have to dig through dirt to get to the treasure. No excuses, no anger, just acceptance and a promise." She didn't blame her injury or her arrest or the bad starts. She took the lessons from a hard year and promised to come back stronger. She reminded everyone of who she is, Sha'Carri Richardson, a fighter. But Tokyo wasn't over for Richardson yet. She still had one more chance, the 4x100-meter relay. The USA was defending champions from Budapest. Richardson had also won relay gold at the Paris Olympics. This was her shot at redemption. In the semifinals on September 20th, Jefferson-Wooden sat out to rest. Richardson ran the anchor leg. The team ran a world-leading time of 41.6 seconds. They looked strong. Richardson said this after the race. "Once I got the baton, I knew I'd just have to finish the race. Mission accomplished today. We want to bring back that gold again." The final was on September 21st. And it was raining. Hard, torrential rain in Tokyo. Even though Jefferson-Wooden was back and rested, Richardson kept the anchor position. The team was Jefferson-Wooden, Twanisha Terry, Kayla White, and Richardson. Jefferson-Wooden started well. Terry and White kept the team in front. Richardson got the baton with a small lead. Jamaica's Jonielle Smith was right there. Richardson immediately gained a meter. Smith fought back and closed the gap. But Richardson held on. She crossed the line first and roared with joy. Gold medal. Redemption. The USA won in 41.75 seconds. Jamaica got silver. Germany took bronze. After the race, Richardson didn't talk about herself. She talked about her coach Dennis Mitchell and assistant coach Sharif Lewis. She said, "I would say his coaching style is something that all of us have never experienced before, not just as a coach, but as a person. He teaches us as people. He teaches us as athletes, and he takes care of everything that you wouldn't even think you need as an athlete. So I give the utmost respect to Green Machine, our coach Sharif, and they're always creative. They come up with things that other coaches I know for sure would never think of." She was already thinking about fall training, already looking ahead. Richardson ended her difficult season with a gold medal around her neck, not in the individual race, but as part of a team. Sometimes that's even better. Think about what Richardson went through in 2025. Injury, arrest, poor performances, a humiliating 5th-place finish as defending champion, losing her record to her training partner, all in front of millions of people. But she didn't quit. She didn't make excuses. She found a way to end on top with that relay gold, and she promised that better days are coming. Richardson is only 25 years old. She's been the collegiate record holder, the world champion, an Olympic medalist. She's proven she can win at the highest level. 2025 was tough, but as Richardson said, she had to dig through dirt to get to the treasure. The lessons she learned this year will make her stronger. The struggles will fuel her comeback. When 2026 comes around, don't be surprised if Sha'Carri Richardson is back on top of the podium. Because if there's one thing we know about her, it's that she never stays down for long.
Their feet, they're roaring him on. Is it his 4th world record of the year? Yes! Yes!
Armand Mondo Duplantis just did the unthinkable. With perfect form and unreal power, the 25-year-old Swedish-American cleared 6.30 meters in Tokyo, breaking yet another world record. It's his 14th time rewriting history, and fans can't help but wonder how much higher he can possibly go. The numbers are astounding, but what's more jaw-dropping is how routine Duplantis has made the impossible look. In 2024 alone, he went undefeated through the entire Olympic season. 15 victories, 3 world records, and another Olympic gold medal, all before turning 25. To call this a golden era of pole vaulting would be accurate, but it's not just any era, it's the Duplantis era. Born in Lafayette, Louisiana, to a Swedish mother and an American father, Mondo's life was engineered for this sport. His father, Greg Duplantis, was himself a former pole vaulter with a personal best of 5.80 meters. His mother, Helena, was a heptathlete and volleyball player from Sweden. Athletics wasn't just encouraged in the Duplantis household, it was embedded into daily life. By age 4, Mondo was pole vaulting in his backyard. By 7, he had already cleared 3.86 meters, a world best for his age group. It was only a matter of time. Duplantis officially exploded onto the global scene in 2018, when he won the European Championships at just 18 years old with a vault of 6.05 meters, setting a new U20 world record. But it was in February 2020 when the Mondo era truly began. On February 8th, he cleared 6.17 meters indoors in Torun, Poland, breaking Renaud Lavilleni's 6-year-old world record of 6.16. Just a week later, he did it again, this time 6.18 meters in Glasgow. And he hasn't slowed down since. In the years following, Duplantis would continue to raise the bar, literally and figuratively. Whether competing indoors or out, on the Diamond League circuit or the Grand Olympic stage, he showcased not only athletic excellence, but a near-robotic consistency. Each record he breaks edges higher by just 1 centimeter, a strategic move that not only prolongs his dominance, but earns him maximum bonuses from World Athletics and event sponsors. Fast forward to 2024 and the Paris Olympics. At the Stade de France, Duplantis electrified a global audience with a world record vault of 6.25 meters. The roar from the crowd was deafening, but Duplantis wasn't done. A few weeks later in Silesia, Poland, he cleared 6.26 meters at the Diamond League. In Clermont-Ferrand, France, he followed up with 6.27 meters. Finally, in Tokyo in 2025, he capped the year with 6.30, his highest mark yet. Tokyo held special significance. The last time Duplantis competed at the Japan National Stadium was during the 2021 pandemic-delayed Olympics, where no spectators were allowed. He won gold, but described the experience as spooky, eerie, not very fun. This time, however, a sold-out crowd of 53,000 brought the stadium to life. The atmosphere was electric. After winning the event and hugging his competitors, Duplantis returned to the runway and delivered what the fans had been waiting for, an encore world record. To be able to enjoy this world record with them and give them that is super special, Duplantis said, and he did it with flair. After clearing 6.10, he even mimicked Japanese baseball legend Ichiro Suzuki's sleeve-tugging pre-bat ritual, a nod to his baseball-loving brother who was in the stands. It's that blend of showmanship and precision that defines Duplantis. He knows how to play to the crowd, but never loses sight of his technical focus. Pole vaulting is often described as the most complex of track and field events. It requires speed, strength, timing, and courage. The biomechanics are brutally unforgiving. A tiny misstep on the runway, a slightly off plant, or poor pole selection can end in disaster. And yet, Duplantis makes it look effortless. Much of this can be credited to his rigorous training regimen and technical foundation, both of which are deeply rooted in family. His father remains his coach, and their chemistry is evident. Every vault is the result of countless hours of drilling, pole carry, plant timing, takeoff angles, and mid-air body positioning. Nothing is left to chance. Beyond physical ability, Duplantis' mental approach sets him apart. "It's doing what I know I'm capable of," he explained. "I kind of demand that out of myself." That self-imposed standard means he's constantly chasing his own limits, not his competitors. His competitors, meanwhile, can't help but admire him. Sam Kendricks, Olympic silver medalist and former world champion, said, "He's got the jump, he's got the jets. He's got a family that really supports him, and then he's got a field of guys that's really pushing him up there." While many athletes might rest on such laurels, Duplantis seems fueled by a deeper passion. In 2024, he even dipped into music, releasing a song titled Bop under his nickname Mondo. The track played in the stadium as he made his record-breaking vault in Clermont-Ferrand. It was a surreal moment, athlete, artist, and showman all at once. Outside the track, Duplantis has become a cultural icon. In Sweden, he's already received the Bragd Guldet Award, an honor given to the most outstanding Swedish sports achievement, twice, something only 5 other athletes have accomplished. Under the rules of the awarding body, Svenska Dagbladet, no one can win it more than twice. So while Duplantis continues to dominate, he's already reached a level of national reverence that needs no further accolades. His fame has grown worldwide. He's appeared in ad campaigns, Grace magazine covers, and drawn comparisons to the likes of Usain Bolt for his transcendent charisma. And yet, he remains grounded. When asked how he planned to celebrate his 6:30 vault in Tokyo, he smiled and said, "I don't know, drink up, start waking up, enjoy the rest of the day, celebrate with my family later today." Duplantis' rise also shines a light on the evolution of the sport. Once dominated by the legendary Sergei Bubka, whose 6.14 stood for decades, pole vaulting is undergoing a renaissance. Duplantis has ushered in a new generation of vaulters who are clearing 6 meters regularly, something that was once considered mythical. In Tokyo, 6 athletes cleared 5.91 or higher in the same competition, a historic first. With each centimeter conquered, the question grows louder: how high can Mondo go? Duplantis himself has speculated about reaching 6.31, maybe even 6.50 one day. Considering his youth and drive, those numbers no longer sound far-fetched, they sound inevitable. What makes Duplantis' dominance particularly fascinating is the consistency. He has now won 49 straight competitions since September 2022. Whether it's the pressure of the Olympics or the chill of an early season indoor meet, Mondo delivers. He doesn't just win, he captivates. There's also the element of community. Pole vaulting is one of the more supportive disciplines in track and field. Competitors often cheer each other on, celebrate each other's milestones, and learn from one another. Duplantis exemplifies this spirit. After every vault, he high-fives opponents, chats with fans, and takes time to enjoy the moment. Perhaps that's what makes him more than just an athlete. He's an ambassador for the sport, redefining limits, expanding its appeal, and showing the world that sometimes the sky isn't the limit. As we look ahead to the rest of the decade, one thing is certain: the Duplantis show is far from over. With LA 2028 on the horizon and plenty of competitive years ahead, he may very well do what once seemed impossible: make 6.50 a reality. Until then, fans around the world will continue to watch, hold their breath, and believe. Because when Mondo Duplantis picks up that pole, impossibility stops being a barrier and starts becoming a benchmark.
Away, he got not such a good start tonight. Kelly just leads him from Kepagelli. Out wide, Cassiano and John. Now Gout starts to stretch away, and stretch away he does!
Gout Gout just wrapped up his final high school race, and what he said after crossing that finish line has everyone talking. But before we get to his big announcement, let me tell you about the incredible way he said goodbye to his school. Gout Gout competed in his last school meet at the GPS Track and Field Championships. This wasn't just any race for him. This was at the Queensland Sport and Athletics Centre, the exact same place where he first showed everyone just how fast he could run. After years of breaking records in his red and white Ipswich Grammar School uniform, this was his final hurrah. Now here's where it gets interesting. Gout decided to skip his best event, the 200-meter race. Instead, he chose to run the 400 meters and compete in a relay race. Why would someone skip their best event at their final school meet? Well, earlier that day, another runner named Seth Kennedy from Brisbane Grammar School had just broken Gout's own 200-meter school record with a time of 20.64 seconds.
Let the legs loose and let the kid run. He is absolutely gone. He is Gout of this world. 20.07. Wow. That is not.
So the 400-meter race became the big showdown. Everyone watching knew this was going to be special, and Gout didn't disappoint. He ran 46.14 seconds, setting a new personal best and a new meet record. Kennedy finished right behind him at 46.64 seconds. Both runners beat the old record, but Gout came out on top.
Gout's got 50 metres left to go. Kennedy's trying to close the gap. The gap's getting shorter and shorter, but Gout's going to take the victory. What's the clock say? 46.18.
After catching his breath, Gout wasn't done yet. He jumped into the 4x100-meter relay race and helped his team win. They ran 41.3 seconds, which set another Queensland record. When Gout grabbed the baton from his teammate Jonathan Cassiano, his school and Brisbane Boys College were running neck and neck. But within moments, Gout pulled ahead and secured the win. Standing there on the track after his races, Gout got emotional. He looked around at the place that meant so much to him and said, "This is the place where I found my speed. It definitely feels sad, but I'm definitely grateful." During his time at Ipswich Grammar, Gout set at least 5 different school records. He's been at that school since 7th grade, and he made sure everyone knew how much it meant to him. "I've been at this school since grade 7. And they've definitely helped me, he told reporters. It's a great school. It's the school where I met my friends and teachers around me. But then came the moment everyone's been waiting for. After talking about his school and his coaches, Gout shared what's next for him. He said, "I just can't wait to go on that next journey. For me, it's the world stage.